Can you hear me? Come on, snap out of it! Don't die on me, Ada. Come on! Wake up! Come on! Welcome back. Hey, take it easy. We're inside Umbrella's secret lab. I'll go treat that wound, so just rest here in the meantime.
But I'll only slow you down with these injuries. Go. Save yourself.
I told you, it's my job to look after you.
But you'll be in danger if you stay with me. I've only known you for a short period of time, but I really enjoy being with you. I know I'm not capable of caring about anyone, but I don't lose you.
We're leaving this place together. Wait here for me. I'll be right back.
Okay, so a few hours into Resident Evil 2, we're finally getting out of the Raccoon City Police Department, technically, since the sewer was a part of that facility, but we need to get the tram working in order to get down to the factory in order to... I'm actually not really sure what we're doing because the ultimate objective of almost every Resident Evil game is to escape the area you're in, to escape the apocalypse. I don't know why Leon thinks going underground is going to do that, but then again, every one of these Resident Evil games is designed on a linear track, so there really is only one way to go, so I guess I can't fault him for that. And because this is a Capcom game, and a video game, and an interactive media experience, obviously there was going to be no way we were going to be getting out of the facility without a little bit of a crack at some advanced combat maneuvers. And what better way to start this whole adventure into the underground than with the first appearance of William Birkin in the game? Well, technically, we saw the demise of him in a imagined cutscene, but, you know, this is the first time he's made a personal appearance. Ironic that it's his second form, but, you know, that's just kinda how Capcom's rolling so far. I don't know why they decided to start with Form 2, but I guess they needed to give something to Scenario B in order to keep it interesting and lively. I actually had quite a few problems with the first fight, technically, of William Birkin in Resident Evil 2. I died around 3 or 4 times, which means the whole survival horror, you have to go back to your save point, redo all the cutscenes, and then get back to the next attempt. So, yeah, it's just kind of annoying, really. My big problem was that I didn't realize that you could run around the tram to get a bit of extra distance, so I kept dying because I thought that I was stuck on the right side of the tram, and if you're stuck on one side, then William Birkin has the advantage because he has all that reach that his giant arm allows. Whereas if you start running around, yeah, it makes William Birkin a bit more unpredictable since he starts his jumping pattern, but at least gives you some space to work with. The other problem with this game is that, like I said, William Birkin has some very odd reach, so he has a huge hitbox. He has a big advantage. Unless you want to start laying into him with rapid-fire magnum shots, but I think the problem with that strategy is that Capcom might design its creature to have invincibility frames, so if you just fire 6 rounds in a row right into him, then, you know, Capcom can just say, hey, half of them didn't count because you hit him while he was stunned, so bleh, try again with your shotgun. So you have to meet the boss halfway on that one. The best strategy is to run from both sides of the tram and get as much distance as possible, get a couple rounds off, and then try and run around William Birkin to do it all over again. Obviously the Magnum, which this game does give you bullets for if you find them in the tram, thankfully enough. Hell, this was normal mode, and they still give you Magnum bullets for this. It's an odd day for Capcom to be generous. Or the obvious shotgun, because it has the spread. At this point, you have quite a lot of bullets for it, so it's kind of a no-brainer to use it. Plus, if that wasn't an option, you'd really be left with your handgun, and do you really want to take on William Birkin Form 2 with a handgun? Or any of his forms? I didn't think so. Capcom probably could have toned it a bit down with the difficulty, make him a bit slower. His attacks could be a bit off-center, reduce his hitbox a little bit, but these are just my little nitpicks. I'm just gonna say that it's a bit too challenging of a boss fight. Obviously, because the save point was in the room before this, we're not losing all that much time on the repeated attempts. But even so, with the 30 seconds that you lose every single time and having to rewatch cutscenes, it does get a bit irritating, especially when you're allowed to skip the CG movie, but not the in-game cutscenes, which I think is a bit weird. And by weird, I mean a bit of a jerk move, but otherwise it's a pretty solid boss fight, definitely trying to do a bit more of the usual survival horror boss template. It's got a great design, it's got a great lore behind it. William Birkin as a character, as a human, as a monster, is just a brilliant piece of Capcom world building and character work. It really has everything you need in a boss character. The gameplay could have been, fixed, tweaked a bit to make it the little bit more of the golden standard of challenging but satisfying without being bullshit. But I can definitely take this. It is definitely in the top tier of Resident Evil bosses, and just bosses in general. William Birkin was a challenging, interesting time, and even though he appears up and down this game, I do appreciate his repeated appearances, especially since Capcom did not skimp on making his multiple forms each unique and each completely ridiculous looking. I mean, this is Form 2, and he's already grown a new primeval head out of his back. Like, things are getting pretty fucked up for this guy. But then again, it's his own damn fault.